Christmas comes but once a year, and when it comes, it brings good cheer. A season of goodwill and fun. And yet, while most of us feel festive, Grinches out there just get restive and spoil it all for everyone. Though it's too much to expect you to be nice, you'll find that life is easier with this advice. Try not to be a cunt, it's Christmas, it's only for a day or two. The rest of us are doing our best to be jolly, so don't go looking like you swallowed a bunch of holly. Hell, we're washing up and don't be a slob. Don't shout at elves, they're just doing their job. For fuck's sake, be merry, have another sherry, and try not to be a cunt. Say you and Ted.
Well, some good festive advice there, I'm sure you would all agree. Good evening, darlings, and a very warm welcome to Thursday Night Live, which is the penultimate of the hour-long live streams, of course. For the next 2 days, we're into these short but sweets. Just a mere half an hour, darlings. But fear not, for tonight we have the full hour as we wave away Thursday and we welcome in Friday. Oh yes, Poets' Day, darlings. Piss off early, tomorrow's Saturday. Yes, and then we gradually make our way into the first weekend of December. And not just any weekend. Oh no, no. The weekend of the community pre-Christmas Sunday lunch in the Peak. And I'm so looking forward to seeing quite a few of you, hopefully, and a bloody good meal. Right, and as we spend this hour of community togetherness, we do so in the company of our perennial and permanent pals, our matching pair of his and hers highly powered hedgehogs of truth. You know the depth of their power. Please deploy it wisely. You will notice that we are not being joined by Two-Ton Ted the Tentington, and we are not being joined by the Netty Petty Pisspot. However, Sean's box, our old reliable standby, is in position and is poised and ready to receive as many pounding instructions as you care to give it. And we have also got, of course, the community portable electronic telephonic device, upon which you could, some would argue should, and I hope jolly well will, leave a voicemail. Now then, it is at this point, traditionally, that I leap into the comments and see who's with us, and I'm going to do nothing less than exactly that, quite frankly. However, I am not going to do so until I've had a goodly slurp of my lovely wine, which is, I am going to argue, well deserved today, because it's not been the best day again, I'm afraid. And before any of you ask, I don't have any good news for you. I have news for you, but it ain't good. So you can choose, actually. I've made a video tonight, of course, as I always do. You'll never guess what I did in it. Oh, you will, apparently. Yes, I drove to work and talked with you. So you will find out everything in tomorrow's video. If you want a spoiler alert and you want to hear about it first, as you are the people closest to me, my inner scrotum, of course you can do so. Just let me know your preference in the comments. So, cheers, darlings, your very good health. Bottoms up, if you're lucky, lads. Up yours, if you're not careful, ladies. Don't be taken unawares, please. Keep your hand on your halfpennies. That's my advice. But above all, to each and every one of you, with bitterness and with bitterness and fear running equally out of either nostril, but yet with sincerity and integrity oozing firmly but gently out of my back bottom. Get stuffed. Thank you. Oh, that's good. That's the stuff. Right then. Let's see what you've got to say for yourselves. Food news, always welcome, of course. And anything else that you want to talk about, basically. With us tonight, in no particular order of appearance, merit, height, or bra size, we have Mike P, we have Jeff D, we have Stew 69 Fouquet, we have Carl of the Lockpick, we have Tonic 110, we have Corey, we have Raven. We are also blessed with the presence of, he said, dribbling, Wrinkles 55, the fabulous Mark Passad, good evening to you. Peter P all the way from Finlandia. Pop 57, Danielle Batty. Double Zero Garage, the Right Honourable Nigel, Minister for Filth and Perversion, of course. Let's whiz through. Let's try and be quick. Because there's lots to talk about, I'm sure. Alan Simpson, the Honourable Alan Simpson. Greetings, Honourable Community and the Grand Farter of the Peaks. Well, thank you, Alan. I'll take that. Fabulous, as always, to have you with us. Andrew Buttigieg, Spotty Butty, of course. Good evening. Food news from Mike P. Homemade chili over a jacket spud with garlic butter mushrooms. That sounds fantastic, apart from the mushrooms. Unless you like mushrooms, in which case it all sounds fantastic. No doubt. I have no time for them. Jonathan, good evening. And Jonathan says, evening, Boaty. Please don't give up on Nettie. She's all you've got, and she needs you, pal. So please try to dig a bit deeper, mate. That's what tomorrow's video is about. As I say, there's news, it ain't good. However, we'll have one last try before we give up. Tis a bit brass monkeys tonight, full of hope. Good evening to you. Right, let's get back into it. Yes, we said hello to Full of Hope. Fabulous to have you. Just heard about the third MOT failure. That's a right bollock. It is, Wrinkles. It's not the best, is it? The song sounds very Green Day-ish, says Andrew. I've got no idea who Green Day is or are, so I won't pass judgment on that. Keg on one, good evening. Mike P says, hopefully Boaty's had a good shit. I did, thank you. I've actually had two today because yesterday put me a little bit out of kilter. So I've had two and they were both most enjoyable. Oh, sorry, that's a good shift. A good shift. Yeah, not bad. A little quieter than I would have liked it. A bit busier would have been good, but yeah, can't grumble. This is an excellent Pass the Parcel song. Oh, well, there you go. It's the Untival Christmas tune, says Andrew. Hello from France, says Jean-Marc. Who else we got? Baz says evening and a very good evening to you. I've got bad news, says Jean-Marc. I have a netty problem. Did your vehicle fail the CT? The control technique? Oh, I hope not. Bonsoir, indeed. Dan Fango, a very good evening to you. Hedgehog of Truth question from Alan. Have you ever had sexy thoughts about Mrs. Hedgie? No. Thank God you only asked about Mrs. Hedgie. Dave Sutherland, good evening. Hi, Boaty. Hope you've cheered up a bit after your daily drive. I'm less. Yeah, I suppose I have. No reason except that I try not to have two bad days in a row. Even if I'm supposed to have two bad days in a row, even if circumstances mean that I should have two bad days in a row, I try not to. I try to reset after a good sleep and see things in a more positive light. But the day has not brought good cheer. It's my sad duty to report, but what can you do? What can you do? Shoulders back, tits out. And just crack on as best you can. I mean, one good bit of news, today's video is doing a bit, had a couple of flop, well, had one real flop video and a semi-flop video, but today's is back to doing well, thankfully. Because, of course, it contains misery. And that's what people want on YouTube. I keep saying it, and it keeps on being true. Now, if I go out with MELANIE and have a fun night, people don't want to watch that. And they certainly didn't watch a video called My History with Nudity on YouTube, or whatever it was I called it. And a semi-nude picture of me on the thumbnail. Nobody wanted to watch that. And guess what? Nobody did. And everybody who did watch it unsubscribed after disliking it. But today's, that contains misery, so it's doing really, really well. Brought in some new subscribers, and it'll bring in a couple of bob to put towards a nice cardboard box for when I'm living in a shop doorway. Who else have we got? You did fail the CT. 6 defects. Oh, bad luck, bad luck. Steve McDonald, a very good evening to you. Emma Lemon of the eponymous YouTube channel, Emma Lemon. Good evening, all, says Emma Lemon of the eponymous YouTube channel, Emma Lemon. I am utterly knackered, says Emma Lemon of the eponymous YouTube channel, Emma Lemon. So I might be quiet tonight, unless you lot get rowdy, warns Emma Lemon of the eponymous YouTube channel, Emma Lemon. Who else have we got? Come on, let's catch right up with all of the comments here, shall we? Just tell us, Boaty, it's what we're here for this late. I'm happy to tell you. I don't want anybody complaining that you get the information in the live stream and then again in the video tomorrow. I think you should get it first. But it's your choice. Hello, Boaty. Those fog lights did my eyes in, says Christopher. Yeah, they were a pain in the neck, weren't they? Got to get to bed, says Mike P. Have you knocked the mechanic out? Quite the opposite. Do you want me to tell you? Let me catch up with the comments, then I'll tell you. If you want to know. If anybody doesn't want to know, shout out. I'll assume that you want to know, unless you say, no, don't tell us, we'll wait until the video. Follow the candlelight, says good evening, Boaty and all, and a very good evening to you. Danielle says, have you been in touch with the people who did the MOT to see if they can do the handbrake and light? Yes, I've been in touch with them. No, they can't do it. And neither can anybody else. There's your spoiler alert. Evening all from a Premier Inn, says matron, community matriarch and owner-operator of the Community Bosom. Greetings from a Premier Inn where none of the staff appear to own a tusk between them. Well, I know how they feel. I'd fit in there, wouldn't I? Richard's dinner tonight, that's Paulie Galtieri. His dinner tonight was steak au poivre with new potatoes and green beans, and I am exceptionally jealous of that. Here I am, sorry I'm late, says Barry Scrotter. You didn't miss a thing, we were just killing time until you got here. Good news, says Follow the Candlelight. Dinner was Cumberland sausages, mashed potato, green beans and gravy. I want that. I want that. Those are 2 meals that I really want. Steve McDonald's dinner tonight was Spoon's curry. I wouldn't give you a thank you for that. Spoons, Curry Club, Jalfrezi and Estella, and all less than a tenner, and I bet it wasn't worth less than a quid. Couldn't be asked to cook, has been cleaning Mum's flat today. Oh, well, fair enough. And I hope you enjoyed it, even though I bloody wouldn't have. Barry Scrotter's dinner today was pizza and chips with the garlic dip. That's funny, says Emma, because I read it as a good shit too. Yeah. Followed Candlelight says, please tell us all about your life and troubles. I'll still watch tomorrow's video. Do you promise? Kegon One had steak and eggs for breakfast, you bastard. I want that in my life. And next year, I will have it in my shop doorway. And then he had king prawn linguine for dinner. I don't do seafood, so I'm not jealous of that. But I hope you enjoyed it. Full of Hope's food was beef and garlic sausage with a ghost pepper dip. Oh, that sounds rather fabulous. The Honourable Ange, Minister for Procrastination and Oral, is with us. The Minister for Planning and Organisation, the lovely Ange, is with us. Kay Camper, of course. Evening, Boaty, and evening, everyone, and a very good evening to you. Pop 57 advises you to hit the like button, or if you're on a phone, just double tap the screen. And I would really appreciate it. I do appreciate those likes. I don't ask you for them much, because I know that can get a bit tiresome, listening to people begging for likes and subscriptions. But I keep a very close eye on my like to dislike ratios. So if you could make the effort to hit the like button, I would really appreciate it, because there are a few people or one person with several accounts who just hit the dislike button on everything. And it's purely vindictive. Now, if I get a dislike when a video's been up for a couple of hours, then okay, I think somebody's watched the video and didn't like it. I can understand that. If you're not interested in me or the community or whatever, then you've just got a bloke droning on while driving in the dark through a smudged windscreen. I can understand you disliking that. But when I put a video up and within 20 seconds it gets 3 dislikes, then you just know that's some arse just being an arse, or 3 people being 3 arses, or 1 arse with 3 arse accounts. Sometimes it's 3, sometimes it's 5, sometimes it's 9. I suppose it takes a while to log in and out of the accounts, so you wouldn't always be bothered to do all 9, would you? Wrinkles! Oh God, never mind my problems. Wrinkles says it was my mother's funeral yesterday, and today I spent 12 hours in Margate Hospital with her husband, my stepfather. He now has a catheter fitted, but I took him home and I ate in the hospital canteen. Yummy. Well, love and strength to you, Wrinkles, love and strength. I remember we talked about your mum's funeral. I hope that it was as positive as these things can be. My father's funeral was incredibly depressing. My mother's funeral was actually uplifting. So I hope it's not a positive, of course it's not. But I hope it was as positive as these things can be, as I said before the event. And thank you for being with us after what must have been a very difficult couple of days for you. And love and strength to you and indeed yours. I love saying Emma Lemon out loud. It makes me giggle like an Indian Cardi singer, says Full of Hope. Was there a horse in the horse box that held you up? I don't know, I couldn't see. Gives the mechanic some whiskey. They seem to work better all pissed up. Boaty made the mechanic an offer he can't refuse. Sandy Lambton Young, good evening to you. Hold on to your seats and scream if you want to go faster, says Jonathan. Jean-Marc had chicken and vegetables. Boaty, I've been making the most of my 1980s Keith Floyd French cookery book. Well, good on you, Richard, and thanks to you, I've got one too, because there are some recipes in the wine book, which is my regular bathroom reading. Dan Fango's dinner was chicken pie with buttery mash, mixed veg and chicken gravy, and that sounds pretty good. Yes, tell us, we'll watch the video anyway, says Mike P. I will do, I'll catch up with the comments. I had to refresh, says Stu, thought he was late. The secret moderator is with us. Oh dear. Curry had homemade beef and onion lattice with mashed potatoes and homemade gravy. Sounded fabulous last time and sounds fabulous now. Wrinkles had rubber eggs and very dry chips in the hospital canteen, but it was wonderful. Currently enjoying steak and chips here. Nom nom, says Nigel. Jonathan asks, what would you do if your landlord said to you tomorrow you can stay for another 11 years? Would you abandon all other plans you have? No, I wouldn't. I would continue with them all, but I would find a way to incorporate Windy Bum into them. I'm glad the other stuff is happening. It's quite exciting. It's terrifying because of the way I'm having to do it. But it is quite exciting as well. But I hate the idea of leaving Windy Bum. And if I could get in another 11 years, I would totally take it. But I would still do the other stuff as well. I'd still have the seasonal pitch. I'd still possibly have Netty, if Netty is possible to have. That was always a dream to just, well, anyway. And I'd still do the Sherpa's Lodge. I would just incorporate it all and try and find a way to make that financially viable. I adore Windy Bum, and it's heartbreaking to lose it. I planned to die here. That was the plan. And now I'm going to have to find somewhere else to die. Oh well. I mean, that's quite a good problem to have, isn't it? Because I could have died in a 2007 Peugeot 307 SW on July the 11th. I'm rather glad I didn't, so I've had a bit of fun since then. Excuse me. And there might be more fun to be had. And indeed, if I did get another 11 years in Windy Bum, I'd make the most of it, but that's not going to happen. I'll have had 11 years by the time that I leave. They've been wonderful, and the universe is telling me that it's time to move on. And move on we will. And whoever ends up here, I hope they are as happy as I have been. It feels like my place. It feels weird to think that somebody else is going to be here. But hey ho, that's life, isn't it? It feels weird to think that other people used to be in Netty, because Netty feels like my place too. Anyway, let's catch up with these bloody comments, shall we? It is hard to beat steak and chips, I agree. Regards from the Cotswolds, says Paul de Bretz. Well, welcome to you from the Cotswolds. Welcome to Windy Bum and the Peak District National Park. Keg on One hasn't been to Spoons for a while, thinks he's due a visit. God, why? Why would you want to? Why would you want to? But having said that, I will be going to Wetherspoons on the 13th of January for a community breakfast in Llandudno, and I would love some of you to join me. Hello, Boaty, says Hadrian Priest. Good evening. Steve McDonald says you can't beat a bit of spoons now and again. Trust me, you can. I run a restaurant. Guess what? We're better than Wetherspoons. So you can beat a spoons. Come to my restaurant. I'll show you. Oh God, you're all banging on about... Emma Lemon quite rightly says, Boaty and I have had many spoons breakfasts, all on the same morning, and that is absolutely correct. That is absolutely correct. Hedgehog of Truth question from Mark Passad. Who was your favourite school teacher and why? Mrs. Freeman, now sadly passed away, my English teacher. She was the one who inspired me to write. And she was the reason that I first got published. I wrote a short story, and without my knowledge or permission, she entered it into a national competition and it won. And part of the prize was it got published. And that inspired me to believe in my ability to write. She was a very inspirational woman. So she would have been one of my favourites. My favourite memory of a school teacher would be a different thing. We had a sports master called Mr. Powell, Rob Powell, and he was a total bastard, an absolute bastard. And he was a bastard to me because I wasn't very good at the sports that we did at school, with the exception of rugby. And he was just a bastard. Got sacked in the end for shagging a sixth former. But my favourite memory of him is that after all of the grief that he gave me, bizarrely, this is 100% true, bizarrely, he decided to take up cycling. True story. And he joined my cycling club, well, the cycling club that I was a member of. And for a few weeks or months, he went out on the Sunday club run with the, you know, the, what do you call it? The, I don't know, the normal ride. And after a couple of months, he decided to go out on what is known as the bash. Now, cycling clubs back then, might be the same now, on a Sunday, you had the club run, which was a nice, I don't know, 50, 60 mile ride. The rule was that the ride took place at the pace of the slowest member, and you stopped somewhere, used to be a little chef back in the day, for toasted tea cakes and tea or coffee, right? The bash was the racing element of the team. And the bash would be 100, 110, 120 miles, carried off at proper training speed, which we called evens, which is 20 miles an hour. So you'd be doing 110, 120 mile an hour, 120 miles. You don't stop. You fuel yourself on the go. There's no coffee stop or anything like that. And it's hard. You know, it's a bit like boxing sparring, you know. You're all friends, you're all teammates, like being members of the same gym, but you're out there to fuck each other up, basically. They were competitive. They were fully competitive. And bloody Powell, didn't he? Decided to come out on a bash. And I made sure that it was extra hard that day. And we left him. He literally collapsed in a ditch with exhaustion. The other side of the Malvern, somewhere between Malvern and Hereford, because we'd done the loop from Redditch and Worcestershire. It was the Redditch Road and Path Cycling Club that I initially raced for before I turned semi-pro and pro. And we were doing the bash that day was out to Hereford, back over the Malverns. We'd do a circuit around the Malverns, so we did British Camp and the Witch Cutting. And yeah, we left that bastard in a ditch. That's what we used to do. Not just with him, we did it with everybody. Somebody new came out on the bash, we worked them over. It's a cycling thing, because they'll either fuck off and you'll never see them again, or they'll think, I'm not having that, and they'll train, and they'll want to do it to somebody else. It happened to me. The first bash I went out on, they deliberately went harder than normal. I was left exhausted, literally lying in a ditch, literally, and after about half an hour, I managed to limp to a telephone box about 40 mile away from home and do a reverse charge call to my parents and get them to pick me up. I would have been, I don't know, 12, something like that. That's the way it was. It was like tough love. And we left that bastard Powell in a ditch somewhere between Malvern and Hereford. And that was the last time I ever saw him. And I really enjoyed that. But to finish the question, my absolute favourite teacher was Miss Walsh, Angie Walsh. She was my French teacher, and she was incredibly attractive. She wore a tight-fitting blouse so that you could see bits of her lacy bra, and she was a very good French teacher, and I'm a massive Francophile. I adore France. She responded to my eagerness to learn the language, and she helped me to learn it tolerably well. Unusually, I had some conversational French by the time I actually moved to France and French became my daily language. And I was grateful for that, and I was grateful for a slight awakening in my teenage sexuality when I used to look at her. But most of all, I was grateful for the fact that when I was back in the UK, aged about 21 or 22 or something, on a night out I met her and spent the night with her, and that was fabulous. And that's why she's my favourite teacher. She's the only one I ever slept with, I think. Yeah, so there you go. Boaty, will you still do live streams from the shop doorway you mentioned? If I can, absolutely. The ghost will be in uproar when Boaty goes. Do you know what? I've thought about that. I have thought about that. And yeah, good luck to whoever does move in here. And I hope they learn to do what I had to learn to do when the ghosts made my life a total misery. Right, try and whiz through these comments. Is there anybody new joining us at this point? Probably not. I can whiz. Oh, wine burp. Oh. Can I whiz through? Did the cycling sort his rampant plums out? He was a bastard. He was a total bastard. I mean, he was one of those... Does anybody else find that the Sportsmaster were bastards? And they used to just be, they were bloody awful. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
What can I do you for?
Evening. Right, it's just an enquiry, mate. Can we both behave like I did say both, mark me. Can we both just behave like grown-ups and call it a truce?
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Okay, cheers. That's all I wanted. Anyway, I see you're in a bad way with Netty and all the rest of it, so I'm not going to rub it in.
That's all right. That's all right. It'll all work out, probably, or not, or something.
And I thought I'd better phone in because nobody else seems to be phoning in, so...
Well, tell me to pound the box while you're there, and let's get that out of the way.
All right then, right. Seeing as we're both calling it a truce, I now want a double pounding.
Oh, I'll have to get another one. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Actually, all right. Thanks for having the balls to call in. So yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I did take offence.
Yeah, well, it wasn't meant to be offensive, bud. It was just an opinion, and I could have worded it better. And then other way you could have reacted a bit better as well. So,
Absolutely
like I
correct.
said, call it a truce.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. And for your information, Matron, when I finally raised it with MHM, Matron said, look, I saw the same video and I saw where Tonic was coming from, and I would have kind of thought the same thing. So there's probably fault on both sides. So, yeah. Yeah.
Plus, it's coming up Christmas, so you won't be able to give me a Christmas kiss, would you?
Oh, I wouldn't want to miss out on that. Have a shave, for fuck's sake. All right, mate. Good on you. Good on you.
Okay, I'll speak to you later, Boaty. Hey, was that a double pounding or only a single?
It's coming. It's coming. Right. £1. £1. 3, 2, 1. In. Another pound. Same box. 3, 2, 1.
I see it.
In.
I see it.
All right, buddy. Bless your heart. Hope you're okay.
Okay.
And
right. Speak to you later.
I'm glad we did that. Actually, it's been bothering me. So thank you.
Okay, mate. Right. Okay. Good night, mate. I'm still in chat, by the way, but good night, mate.
Okay, matey. Catch you later. Oh. I'm glad about that. I'm glad about that. Yeah, I'm glad about that. I'm just glad about that. That's all. That's all. That wasn't sitting comfortably with me. So, and that did happen with Matron, by the way. Matron said, well, sin as you asked. They didn't say anything. And I asked, what about blah, blah, blah. And Matron just jumped out there because Matron's a very honest, forthright person, and said, I could see where he was coming from. That's how it came across with what you said, and what he said was said with care. So I thought that you didn't react in the way that you should have, which, Oh, that's good. That's good. That's a weight off my mind. That's a big weight off my mind. We'll have another little drop of wine to celebrate. I'm still trying to tell you about tomorrow, and it's almost time to go. Right, let's have a proper whiz through the comments, and then I'll give you the very quick update, and you'll get all of the full details in tomorrow's video. Right, I'm just going to whiz through these. I don't know how many there are. Has anybody sent a voice note to pound the box to stop the cycling? What happened to the library? Right, I don't think I'm far behind. Let's... McDonald's has free Wi-Fi and you can get a jelly bean treat behind the bins. I never have. Afternoon tea at the Oral Without Hotel in London, £155 per person. Well, if that includes oral without, that's a bargain, isn't it? Good boy, Boaty. Say, oh, right, okay. Oh, right. There we are. Yeah, right. Other people are feeling better as well. Okay. How does the pounding and hedgehog work? Oh, hopefully somebody else will answer that. I haven't got the time. Yes, it is. I agree. Right. Okay. Right. I've caught up with the comments, so now I can tell you what happened. Okay. So today I went down to see the mechanic, as you would. Yesterday, yeah, when I went there, he locked up, gone home early. Time's running short, so I'll give you the very short version. I couldn't get my head around. You might have thought I was being weird, not being as angry towards the mechanic as I should be. Something weird was going on, and I couldn't get my head around it because the cars, he's done all three of my cars. He's done a proper job within 24 hours, 2 MOTs, 1 repair. He's done YVETTE CARTE-BLANCHE, Officer CRABTREE, and Madame FANNY. All of them, the job was done perfectly, promptly within 24 hours, and a fair price was charged. A proper written receipt, old school. He clearly knows what he's doing. He's clearly a very good mechanic. He's the mechanic that other garages give their problem jobs to when they can't do them. So I've never had a problem with him. He's very highly regarded. He was recommended to me. And I couldn't understand why NETTY was such a shit show. That the work wasn't done thoroughly to the standard that he does everything else. Why the work wasn't done at all, even. I got my answer. I got my answer today. NETTY will not fit in his... He's got a large garage. NETTY won't fit in there. She's a small motorhome, but she's still quite a big vehicle, and she won't fit inside. And that meant that he had to work outside on her. He's terminally ill. He's of an age, and he has a terminal lung condition. He's terrified of working outside because he's terrified of... He's an old school mechanic. He's worked out in the snow, the ice, the rain. At the moment, he's terrified of working outside because if he gets anything, any kind of a cold, chill, virus, whatever, through cold that affects his lungs, then he's going to be a goner sooner rather than the later that he and I think we all hope for him. And it's that simple. That's what it was all about. That's what it was all about. The rushed jobs because they're outside, the reluctance to do the jobs thoroughly, it's just because they were outside. It's that bloody simple. So I went down to him today and said, look, we've got this other failure again. What's the plan? What are we going to do? And he just looked shit and said, let's have a look at the weather app on the phone. Let's see if there's a gap in the weather where it's not raining, it's not snowing, and the temperatures aren't too bad. Because I can't get NETTY in, I've got to do it outside. He said, I'm terminally ill and I'm terrified of going. And as soon as he said that, well, that's it, isn't it? It all makes sense. And so that's it. That's it. you know, I just felt a rush of guilt that he'd been working outside on Netty when he really, really, really should not have been. And so obviously he's not going to lay spanners on Netty again. I will still use him. Absolutely, I will use him. I'll use him for the cars, but not for Netty. It's bless him. It really, what moved me was that he didn't say, look, I'm not going to do Netty for this reason. He just said, let's try and find a gap in the weather. And I thought, fuck me. You're actually going to put your life, literally put your life at risk to try and fix this old camper. And I thought, you know, those couple of hours, 2-3 hours when he was grovelling about on the floor in the freezing cold after the first failure, trying to sort the handbrake, and we couldn't get the replacement parts. We've got them now, thank you, Steve. I've got them just in there in the parlour. And he's trying to sort that, and it's been codged up terribly before, and he's going over and above trying to uncodge the codge and grinding off the weld and trying to do it all manually without the right parts when he's outside, and he really shouldn't be. He's not a young man. He's a man of a certain age, and he's bloody unwell, and he was trying to do all that. So, I mean, that just, well, I don't know about what you guys think, but for me, that just changes everything. Right, let's catch up with your comments again. Does your mechanic read Braille? I'm not sure. I've never asked him. The brakes were badly botched in the past. Badly botched. Why is he taking on the job then? I don't know. Maybe he needs the money. You know? I can't stop work. If, God forbid, touch wood, if I were diagnosed with a terminal illness, I'd still need to live until I died, so I couldn't stop work. How could I? Maybe he can't either. Who knows? He's a nice guy. We became friends. He worked on my cars. He did a bang up, cracking, perfect job. And I come up with a motorhome and ask him to do that. Maybe he's just a nice guy and didn't want to let me down. Who knows? Who knows? It's just... I just can't get... What I can't get out of my mind is that he was grovelling about doing the brakes on the floor. I was freezing my tits off, and I'm not ill. And I'm standing there, I had a coat on then, on that day, and he's on the ground grovelling about for several hours. And I can't get that out of my mind. I mean, that's stupidity or dedication to duty or bravery or whatnot. But so Oh, hello, what's that? More cycling stories, not. Noted. So I'm not going to hear a bad word against the guy. It's unfortunate the way things have worked out with Netty, but I'm not going to lay blame there. It's just circumstances. He's an excellent mechanic and an excellent human being, and he went over and above when he shouldn't have. Yeah, in hindsight, he should have said, look, it's an outdoor job, I can't do it. But I'm sure he tried to for the very best of reasons. And I understand why it's not worked out. And that's just life. That's just, he's a decent person, I'm a semi-decent person. And that's just it. It's just it. It's shit. You know? Life can be shit and we're all just trying to get through it. So, and I know the question that will come in the video tomorrow, and I'll answer it. I didn't ask him for a refund. He has done some fixes. He did do his best under the circumstances, as I now realise. No wonder he was terrified of getting around to doing it. And whatever anybody says, I didn't ask for a refund. I won't ask for a refund. As far as I'm concerned, I got value for money as a customer and on a moral level as a human being for what he's already done with Netty. I mean, let's remember, the battery passed now, the insecure light passed now, the door handle is passed now, the exhaust has passed, and he did cracking jobs on the other cars. Remember, Madam Fanny, all turned round with quite a major repair within 24 hours at a reasonable price. So that's it done. I will continue to use him as long as he's in business, just not with Netty. Only with the cars where he's in a properly, fully heated, secured workshop. It's not a drafty old what's it, it's a heated, secured workshop. He's a nice guy and I wish him nothing but the very best. And I didn't ask for a refund and I won't. What does that mean going forward? Well, it means that Netty still needs the work to be done. He won't be doing it. First thought was get the MOT station to do it. Either of them. Neither of them will. My own garage can't do it. The mechanic, bless him, John, tried everybody that he could think of, and either they didn't have room in the next 2 weeks or they couldn't fit Netty into the workshop. And he literally racked his brains and tried everybody. He tried everything to help. Yeah, my garage can't do it. Melanie Panini, bless her. You know, I'm chatting with her over the space of the day, as you do, and she was making sausage rolls that she was taking to her work on Saturday. She makes amazing homemade sausage rolls. I've not seen them or sampled them. I've seen pictures, and people rave over them. She dropped everything and scampered down to her local garage to see if they could do it. And that meant a hell of a lot to me. She literally dropped everything and said, give me the reg number and I'll get down. And she went down and they could do it time-wise and they'd have been grateful for the work. And she said they were a great bunch of lads. But Netty wouldn't fit in their garage. But she's not giving up at that. She's going to go back down tomorrow, and they said to her, get the garage that did the most recent MOT to do it in North Wingfield. But they can't do it, or they won't do it. So yeah, Mel's going to be back on the case first thing tomorrow morning. Bless her bloody gotten socks. And you know the thing that got me with it? She said, you've got so much that you're trying to do, so much on your plate, so many worries. She said, the least I could do would be to just forget what I was doing and go down and try and do something to help. And I thought, that's not the least you could do. The least you could do is nothing at all. And what you're actually doing is everything that you can possibly think of to do. And that makes you an amazing human being. And I told her so as well. So that's the situation that we've got at the moment. It's all in the video tomorrow, which you've all promised you'll watch. And I will keep you to it. She needs this work doing for MOT. It's not a massive amount of work, apparently, for somebody who knows what they're doing. But I can't find anybody who can do it. And that's what tomorrow's video is. Can anybody save my home? That's what the video title is going to be. And the video thumbnail will be a collage of pictures of Netty. And that's it. Mel's going to be on the case tomorrow morning trying to find somebody. I'll go through the phone book. I know there aren't phone books anymore, but I'll just go through and ring everybody until I find somebody or something who can potentially do it. And that's it. That's just where we are. So it's not good news, but at least, you know me, you know I like certainty. So at least I know what the situation with John, the mechanic, is now. And I know that I've got a job. And my job is that next week, I've got to find a garage that can do those jobs to Netty so she can have an MOT. And that makes it easier for me. That's certainty. I've got a task and I simply need to complete it. And I've got people helping. And I tell you, Melanie, she's a tenacious little prick. she won't rest until she's got it sorted, even if I don't. So, there you go. That's it. Right, I will catch up with comments because it's already time to say goodnight. Hello, Simone. Exactly, Kergon. Makes sense why him and the apprentice rushed to fix it while you were parking. It all makes sense now. Oh, Lord Baverstock. Good evening, Phil. Had a what? A fungi rarebit pie from Aldi and roast vegetables for dinner. Dressed for dinner in a bow tie. Nothing else, just a bow tie. It's cold out there, so I might have to sit down to pee. Niska, hello, 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 hello. Burlington Bertie, good evening. Well, you don't know people's circumstances. As I said, if I was terminally ill, I would have to work until I was no longer capable of doing so. Because I would still want, while I was still alive, I would still want to eat, and I would still want to have some pride and dignity. So, Pop 57 says COPD lung disease. I have that on antibiotics for life. My absolute sympathy. That's what my mother had. That's what saw her off. With John, it's emphysema, but similar things. And I wish you well, Pop. Puts my issues into perspective, says JB71. Yeah. The lad I used to work with, says K1, is in palliative care. And palliative care, if you don't know, is the care that you receive when you are terminal and you're in the run-up to the inevitable. He's just gone back to work. He says it's better than sitting at home feeling sorry for himself. There you go, you see. You know, unless you've walked in somebody else's shoes, don't question, don't judge. What are you going to do? If you get that horrendous news, what are you going to do? Sit at home and cry, or carry on your normal life as best as you can? Oh, hello. What's this? Oh, why do you want my passcode? You're supposed to recognise my face. You're a modern phone. Oh, bloody hell. If you can afford to drive Netty up to Cumbria and leave her with me, I'll do the work and get a full MOT on it for you if you're stuck. And I'll happily let you pay the bill as and when. I'm in a position I'm able to comfortably do that at the moment, so I don't mind helping out as a last resort. I know you're some distance away. Gosh, what an amazing offer. What an amazing offer. Bless you. Thank you so much. I don't know what to say to that. But bless you. Thank you. Well, we'll get the live stream over and done with. And we'll see what tomorrow brings. The video will go out tomorrow. It is a video asking for help, not asking for charity or anything like that, just asking if anybody is somebody who could fix her, or if anybody knows somebody who could fix her in return for money in the traditional way. Because today, neither I nor the mechanic nor Maxine at my garage nor Melanie the Panini were able to find anybody. So I put the video out there just explaining the situation, because I don't want John to get all of this hate, and asking if there was any help out there. And so we'll see what happens, but I would totally do that. I would totally drive to Cumbria, get a train home and get a train back there, and oh, hello. It's all happening now. Hang on. Oh, bless you. Oh, bless you, mate. That's tonic. He's finally, it's on the community phone, so that means I'm allowed to share it. For those of you who've been with us for a little while, our friend Tonic, sadly lost his beautiful wife a while ago. It was obviously a very difficult time for him, and this was just to say that he's arranged the time to place his wife's remains, for want of a better word, into the sanctum. So hopefully that will be in a way a positive thing. And thank you for sharing that with us. And yeah, oh God, it's sadness, isn't it? There's sadness everywhere. That's life, isn't it? There's sadness everywhere, and we're all dealing with stuff. And we don't always know what other people are dealing with. We know what we're dealing with, and we think that other people don't know what we're dealing with, and they don't. But we don't know what they're dealing with, and everybody's just trying to deal with life. And what's the moral of this story? Try and keep your chin up. Try and be strong. Try not to judge. And I'm the worst at that. So that's not me judging anybody else. That's me telling myself, try not to judge. And be kind. Think kind thoughts. That's me telling myself again. And above all, try not to be a cunt. It's Christmas. That's going to be the title of this one. Oh, right. Bless you all for bearing with again tonight. You do need to start saying your good nights, because I'm going to sod off. I'm going to get something to eat. I'm going to get a sleep. Bizarrely, I feel quite positive today. New world in the morning, all of that. I know what I'm dealing with. I haven't got the uncertainty. I've just got to find a mechanic or a garage who can do the work next week. Simple as that. And that's easy. That's a task. And that's easier to deal with than uncertainty. Oh, and money. Yeah, don't, Stephen Bird, whatever your name is, this is not a begging thing. I've secured the money to sort the work for the MOT. Ram, you all know Ram, Chef Ram, bless him. He stepped up and he said, I'll pay for it and you pay me back over 3 months. Just when you get paid from the restaurant, just, oh, hello. Oh, bless you. Oh, Jimmy Quinn, thank you. Jimmy's bunged a £5 into the MOT fund. I'm not asking, but I'm so, so grateful. I don't want to get all of the, oh, scrounging, get this, that, and the other comments. So I don't ask. But I am massively grateful. And yeah, Ram sends love to everybody, by the way. And just to let you know, he loves it when people come to the restaurant, and he tries to really look after you. And he's very involved in the community. He just can't be on the live streams because it's too late at night for him because of the job that he does. But he knows all of you, even the ones that he's never met. And obviously, if you come to the restaurant, then you will meet Ram, and he will feed you, and he will cook for you, and he will try to make you and your stomach happy. And he has done with quite a few of you. So he knows what's going on, and he knows what's going on with the MOT and all of that. And so when I went into work today and gave the update and told him what I've told you, he said, don't worry about the MOT, find somebody to do it. I mean, this was in half broken Nepali, half broken English. But he said, find somebody to do it and I will give you the money and you can just repay month by month. So I'm not asking for anything other than a recommendation or an offer from somebody who can actually do it, and the money will be there to pay for you. So there you go. Right, Comments and then bed, I think. 124 people still watching. Bless you all. Bless you all for staying up so late and listening to a fat old loser waffling at you while downing a bottle of wine. And I'm so grateful to each and every one of you. I should probably apologise for last night when I wasn't on good form. I'm so grateful to each and every one of you. I really, really am. And I keep saying it, but you lot, you're what keep me going. I'd fall apart without you. I really would. Thank you. Right. Even after death, you'll still have to work. God, that's not as daft as it sounds, actually. Die with death, then you bloody work. That's my pilchard. Okay, go on. The one trolley jack thing. The one trolley jack thing, because again, John got a load of grief for only having one trolley jack. He's got loads of trolley jacks, of course he has. And he's got ramps and everything that a professional, reputable garage should have. He only had one 5-ton lorry jack. He doesn't deal with lorries or campers or anything else. He dealt with NETTY, it turns out now, as a favour. He's got one lorry jack that he's had forever, and it's a 5-ton jack. And all of the other jacks that he's got wouldn't lift NETTY, because NETTY's a motorhome, not the cars that he normally deals with. Right, okay, let's go through. Burlington Boaty says, you paid for a service, the MOT failure jobs, and he didn't get them done. Refund, please. Sorry for being that person. I'm not that person. Yeah, I'm not that person. Okay, right, let's whiz through and start off. Oh God, you're talking about Star Trek now. MELANIE, yeah, MELANIE is just fabulous. I'm glad it's been fun. How far behind am I? Okay, right, come on, let's... Don't mention France, it's worse than mentioning cycling. Oh, excuse me. Right, I'm falling apart. I need food and sleepies and things. Well, I won't get things. Oh, Sherry, I really appreciate that. Right, bit of Yiddish coming in, and I've got Jewish friends. Sorry to hear about your mechanic. I get he's a mensch, and so are you. And I really appreciate that, because if you're Yiddish, then that is the ultimate, that's the ultimate compliment. So thank you, Sherry. Love to tonic from people, quite rightly. And love from me as well, mate. And thank you again for getting us back onto the straight and narrow. Positivity at last, Boaty. Absolutely. We just need to get Netty and MOT. If we can get Netty MOT'd next week, and yeah, we've got the Sunday dinner on Sunday. That's going to be amazing. I'm going to miss the Community Wild Camp on Monday, but there will be more of those to come. If we can get Netty somehow between us all MOT'd next week, then God is in his heaven and all is well with the world. Except that nice people have to deal with really shitty stuff. Okay, I'm just whizzing through now. Really, really whizzing through. Ooh. Right, that's it. Okay, right, I'm done. I'm sure most of you are too. We've had, oh gosh, 20 minutes of BAT. I'm so grateful to you for tonight. Thank you so much. I'm going to play you out with the same thing I played you in with, just for shits and giggles, because I like it. This one amused me. So, yeah, I'll play you out with it. And of course, well, we'll do that after. Go on, enjoy this.
Christmas comes but once a year, and when it comes, it brings good cheer. A season of goodwill and fun. And yet, while most of us feel festive, Grinches out there just get restive and spoil it all for everyone. There's too much to expect you to be nice. You'll find that life is easier with this advice. Try not to be a
I was done this for ages. I love that. Right then, darling, thank you so much. I'm really grateful to you for bearing with and all of that. Tonic, love you. Thank you. Right, that's it. Let me wish you all a safe and peaceful night and a good day tomorrow. May it bring you joy, may it bring you pleasure. At the very least, I pray, please may it be manageable for you. The candle will be relit tomorrow night. Later, 11:30, I'm sorry, I can't help it. And for a shorter time, half an hour plus BAT. But I can't wait to see you then. And in the meantime, all the love in the world from me. And on that note, I can only say, Pachoo! And indeed, oh yes, bosh. Good night, darlings. Much love. Thank you.